to the Fantasy Hockey Hacks YouTube channel. Bruce, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. That intro blew my ears out, though. Holy cow, that was loud.
Okay. Sorry, folks. We've been having some technical difficulties as we're trying to sort this out. I've been trying to get my mics to work the last couple of days with the live stream, and Bruce, we had some problems with your computer today. So bear with us if you've listened to the podcast in the past, you know we live up to our name, Fantasy Hockey Hacks. Anyway. We are a proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network and the official podcast of Left Wing Lock. Be sure to check us out. We actually just dropped a new episode this morning. Bruce and I talked a bit last night about the first round of the playoffs, some DFS stuff, some bets, and, of course, covered headlines around the league. Johnny Gaudreau made us look silly as we enjoyed John's list last night.
Yep.
Yeah, what did he have? He had the game winner. I think he had an assist, and then whatever. He had 6 shots on goal, I think. So good stuff there from him.
For sure. They needed it.
For Flames fans, I guess. Not so good for us throwing them on the list. But anyway, as we do every noon hour throughout the week, Monday through Friday during the playoffs, we're going to cover off some DFS, some game picks. Let's start off with what went on last night. The Rangers in Pittsburgh. The Pens took a stranglehold in that series, Bruce. They are now up 3-1. Shesterkin looked awful again. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you look at the notes you got here, and it's tough to see the Rangers coming back from this one. It's they need Shesterkin to return to the Shesterkin that was in the regular season, not the past 2 games, but the way it's been going here for the Penguins, I'm not sure that's going to happen.
No,
especially going back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's right. Especially going back to Pittsburgh. Crosby has been great again. He had 1 goal, 2 assists last night. He's playing close to 25 minutes a game. 5-on-5, they've just been all over them. They outchanced them 34-18, 65% scoring chance for, 20-1 in terms of high danger chances generated. 5-on-5.
Yeah, they're just dismantling them.
Crazy. They outshot them 36-22 on 5-on-5. Like, that's just nuts.
That's incredible.
So
incredible.
There you have it. The Pens are just taking it to the Rangers. They're definitely going to bust my bracket. I think a lot of people are in the same boat, Bruce.
Mine too. My bracket's going to take a beating.
Yeah.
This continues.
All right, moving on. Florida and Washington. This one was right down to the wire. It was actually 2-1 late in the third.
Mm-hmm.
Reinhart managed to wrangle up that puck and tie it up, and then it was Verhaeghe late, or in overtime, I should say. He scored twice yesterday for them.
He sure did.
12 shot attempts, 5 shots on goal, 10 individual scoring chances, 4 and 3 hits. So Verhaeghe looked good. He's playing on that top line with Barkov. No top power play unit, but if you're looking for a cheap or a value pick for DFS, he's probably someone to look at. Hey?
I would think so. He's been producing, and they need someone. They need someone to score, because they're having all kinds of trouble with Washington. All kinds of trouble.
Yeah, 0 for 12 on the power play for Florida. Yuck. TJ Oshie had a goal and an assist last night. I think we had him as an anytime scorer last night as one of our prop bets. He came through for us. And then Florida controlled the play 5-on-5, so 64%, Corsi 4. They outshot the Caps 20-10. 5-on-5 here, so 66 shots for percentage, and they outchanced them 21-14. So
wow,
this series has been a lot tighter than I think a lot of us expected, and I guess we shouldn't be surprised given that Washington's a veteran team and they're getting some good goaltending finally.
I think that's probably the biggest surprise for Washington was the goaltending. Don't think anyone expected it to be this good. I know I didn't.
No, neither did I. No question. Third series of the night, we had Colorado and Nashville. Obviously, Colorado sweeping the Preds. Did you have 4? I can't remember. Did you have 4 games on your bracket, or did you have them winning 1 game?
I believe I had them in 4.
Okay. There you go. It's the Cale Makar show again. I feel like all we do is talk about this guy. 1 goal, 2 assists, 4 shots on goal. Played over 25 minutes last night. Valeri Nichushkin had the game winner, 6 shots on goal, 3 hits, and over 20 minutes of ice time. Nichushkin's a guy that we've talked about lots, Bruce, on the podcast and the live streams.
For sure.
I think he's a good value option in DFS.
No, most definitely. Someone mentioned, I think last night, has it been 8 days?
Yeah, the Daryl Sutter thing, right? We talked about that on the podcast last night.
The Daryl Sutter prediction has come true.
Yeah, hit it right on the head, for sure.
A waste of 8 days.
The Preds actually put forth a pretty solid effort last night, Bruce. I think.
Well, and they were leading at one point too.
Yeah, they were, and then they were, in terms of 5-on-5 shots, it was basically even, and same with shot attempts. The Preds gave up a few more scoring chances 5-on-5, but it was actually a pretty solid effort from them, but just they were outmatched in basically every aspect of the game.
Pretty much, yeah. It's that was a tough one for Nashville. Without Saros, it was going to be tough.
Yeah. All right, last one here from last night: Calgary and Dallas. That series is now tied at 2. The Flames had 54 shots on goal, Bruce, and 101 total shot attempts.
Well, I'm probably a little embarrassed losing in Dallas, so they were gonna take it out on them last night.
Oh, I'm sure, and they did, of course. And then Calgary they crushed Dallas 5-on-5, 66 Corsi 4 percentage. They outshot Dallas 41-24 5-on-5. They outchanced the Stars 38-17, a 69 scoring chance 4 percentage.
That's more.
This one, Ottinger was great again. 943 save percentage, 1.72 GSAA. He looked pretty good. 2.76 goals saved above expected.
Yep. Good.
And there you have it. That's a recap from last night. So let's just, in the interest of time, Bruce, we should probably get to our DFS and game bets for today's games, May 10th, starting with Boston and Carolina. Looking at this one here, Bruce, does the perfection line, do they stay hot? What do you think?
I have them listed in my DFS, so I am hoping that stays true.
Okay, so we got plus 130 on the money line for Boston, minus 150 on the money line for Carolina. I went with Carolina in this one. I have a feeling they're gonna break the trend of alternating wins and losses here. So I'm going with them, 150 on the money line. Bruce, you're going back to the well here, like you said, plus 130. That's good value there.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have an answer for the perfection line. I don't think they will, and I think Boston's going to do them in again tonight.
Okay. Well, we'll see. And they're getting some good goaltending from Swayman as well. 2.00 goals against average and 925 save percentage.
For sure.
They've been the better team 5-on-5, but the Bruins have actually I've been outscored 10-5 by the Hurricanes so far in this series. So despite outchancing and outshooting 5-on-5, which has been interesting. I'm guessing it's due to Allmark and those 2 starts, though, Bruce.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking so too. Swayman's kind of locked it down back there since he's been in net, and the perfection line's giving them all kinds of confidence. Right there, they're letting them have it. So, yeah. And Carolina doesn't have an answer for him.
No, and the Bruins have been better on the power play as well. They've got 4 goals of the extra man. Carolina's got just 1 on the power play, and they gave up 1 shorthanded as well. So, advantage Boston there. Next up, we got Tampa and Toronto, plus 105 on the money line for Tampa and minus 130 on the money line for Toronto. I'm going back to Toronto on this one. I picked Toronto in 7 games for this series. It might not be the smart play, Bruce. I could definitely see Tampa walking in here and just throttling them, but they are still the favorite at minus 130, and I like that value at minus 1.5 on the puck line at plus 180. So that might be something I look at. We've seen in most of these games there's been a difference of 3 or more goals, right, for the winner. So
yeah, well, it's going to be which Leafs team's going to show up tonight. Is it going to be the one from previous game or the one before? I don't know. Like I said, until they can actually put together 4 wins, I'm not picking them for nothing.
Fair enough.
So my pick's fairly obvious for this one.
Well, yeah. So here we go, Bruce. Plus 105 on the money line. I looked at the goaltending numbers, and they're basically identical, which is interesting. So Campbell 3.53 GAA, Vasilevsky 3.54. They both have an 889 save percentage. Campbell has a better GSAA at negative 2.38, but Vasilevsky's at negative 2.78. So Not great from either goaltender, truthfully, but
No, that's true.
but they're struggling together. So
Yep.
St. Louis and Minnesota. So plus 135 on the money line for St. Louis, minus 160 for the Minnesota Wild. I'm going to go with St. Louis here at plus 135 on the road. I've just been impressed with their goal scoring lately. It seems like they've been okay, and then Husso had a couple games, didn't look so good, and Binnington had a really solid start last game. So I'm going to get them to break the trend here of alternating wins in this series and go with St. Louis. Obviously, Bruce, you're going with the home favorites, minus 160, Minnesota.
Yep.
I was not shocked when I saw your pick.
Going with Kaprizov and Fleury.
Of course. And then next up here, LA and Edmonton. Edmonton just got beat up bad. Excuse me, to the night.
Yep.
They need to get back to what they're doing in games 2 and 3, which was, playing physical, being hard on the forecheck. They have to cash in on special teams. They have been the better team in terms of the man advantage. They've outscored the Kings 5-5, 10-7. 5-on-5 in terms of shots and chances or shot attempts. They've been pretty close to 50-50. Mike Smith has been great, 942 save percentage. One thing I did want to mention about Mike Smith, his PK save percentage is 970. 970.
Oh, wow. That's high.
It's high, and we've talked about that lots with Mike from Left Wing Lock on the podcast. The average is around 865, right, for the penalty kill save percentage. So I would not be shocked to see some regression there from Mike Smith on the power play or on that penalty kill. And then the Kings, I think, have one power play goal in this series. Their power play percentage is at 6%. So if LA wants to get ahead in the series, they're going to have to do better on special teams, particularly the power play.
They sure missed Doughty for that one.
Yeah, they do. And even Arvidsson, who has not really played in this series, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's played yet.
No. I'm going to go with Edmonton here at home, minus 225 on the money line. I know you feel the same way, Bruce.
Yep.
All right, my record to date, 19 for 32 at 59.38%. Bruce, you are just 2 back at 53.13.
Still above 50%.
Not too bad. You're still beating the coin flip. So, prop bets for today, I've got Kirill Kaprizov to record 5+ shots on goal at plus 140. When I looked at his numbers here, just for the playoffs, I think in all but one game he's been over 5 shots on goal. So,
wow.
At plus 140, I'm willing to take that bet. I've got Connor McDavid here to record 3+ points at plus 240, and Leon Draisaitl to score 2+ goals at plus 450. Mostly just because that's a pretty juicy prop bet there at plus 450.
For sure.
They're going to be motivated at home, right? They want to win this one for themselves.
Oh, absolutely. They better be motivated.
Yeah. So I think edge them, and I that's just one I'm willing to put a little sprinkle on, as Tyler would say. Shot props here. So Morgan Rielly over 2.5 shots on goal at plus 125. Matthew Boldy over 2.5 shots at plus 140, and Darnell Nurse at over 2.5 at plus 145. Morgan Rielly, I think, feels like the most likely of those 3 to hit. Matthew Boldy's ice time is down through the playoffs here. I think he's capped out at about 13 minutes per game. But they've got a big game here at home tonight, and if they want to win that game, they're going to need some depth in their lineup, and I think Boldy could be a part of that.
For sure.
Darnell Nurse he's a big part of the Oilers team, right? And he wants to contribute. So
most definitely.
I don't think 3 shots from him is really a stretch.
No, I don't think so either, especially if they're... Oh, yeah, he shouldn't have any trouble getting to 3 shots, I don't think.
All right, goal props here. Seth Jarvis for an anytime goal, plus 255. He's 3rd on the team with 20 individual Corsi for, and 1st with 16 individual scoring chances for. He's also playing on the top right wing with Aho and Svechnikov, and he's on power play 1.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a chance on him at plus 255, and then Ross Colton, who we'll talk about it in a minute in your lineup, Bruce. Anytime goal at plus 380. So he's 1st on the team in goals, actually. I bet you didn't know that one.
Did not know that, nope.
Yeah. 2nd on the team in shots on goal with 13, and 5th in shot attempts.
Also very nice.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's playing on the 3rd line with Nick Hall, and I can't remember who else on that line. But, it's a solid 3rd line. They might be able to expose the Leafs in that matchup, and I think at plus 380, it's a pretty nice, worthwhile bet.
For sure.
Okay, getting to DFS picks. I've got at center Connor McDavid. I think he's going to go off tonight. David Perron, I think just based on his salary, it's good value and what he's produced so far at 11.2 fantasy points per game. I like Tony DeAngelo tonight at $5,400. Jack Campbell, I feel like could walk away with a win here. And if he doesn't, he's going to get peppered anyway with shots. It was kind of my read on that situation. And Kyler Yamamoto, who has actually been moved up to the top line for tonight's game with Connor McDavid and Evander Kane. So I like
Very
that
nice.
one, $2,800, great value there. And then for the stack, I like McDavid, Kane, Nurse, and Smith. And if you can't make all of those guys fit, you could swap out Yamamoto for Kane at a considerable discount. Bruce, take it away.
So for me, I went with the perfection line as I mentioned before. So Bergeron at $7,300, Brad Marchand at $7,200. Because I did that, we had to make a few adjustments on defense. So on defense, I went with Colton Parenko. They mentioned he's played with pretty much every other defenseman that St. Louis has had because of their defensive issues. So he's playing big minutes and he's going to get some opportunity here. Swayman in net for the Bruins. Hold down the fort there. And then, as we mentioned earlier, Ross Colton is my value pick at $3,000. He's been doing some good things for Tampa Bay, and hope it continues. And then my stack was the perfection line and Swayman.
I like it. Okay, that does it for another FHH Live over the new hour here. If you haven't listened to the podcast, be sure to check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter at FHHacks, on Instagram at Fantasy Hockey Hacks, and check out more great content on our website at fantasyhockeyhacks.com. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. I'm Devon.
I'm Bruce.
All right, guys, take care. We will see you again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.